I've been looking for a job every day, diligently, every day. And some days are discouraging, and some days are empowering. But I've gone through a lot of shit, you guys, in the last year. Okay, I have, without a doubt, gone through a lot of different things, and one of them being is when you blow the whistle. Like, me and my sister blew the whistle on a corporation, large corporation. These people own tons and tons and tons of apartments, okay, like tons of apartments in the United States, and they're crooked. They're fucking crooked motherfuckers, and there was a leak in my sister's closet, and they weren't willing to fix the leak. And for 3 months, we documented everything. Please come and fix the leak. And they never had a professional person come in and look at it. They just kept sending their ghetto maintenance people out to try to do this, fix it. And through the months, we started getting really, 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 really sick. So we got sick, and we got exposed to toxic mold. And so I went through the proper chain, and we alerted the corporate office. You know, we let them know, okay, the maintenance and the apartment management is not taking care of this shit. And we were starting to get gang stalked at that point over there at the apartments. And then after that, we had a mold inspector come out and inspect the apartment, and it was infested with toxic, they call it Stachybotrys. And I mean, guys, my sister and I were very, very sick, okay? Like, we'll go into the side effects at some point, but it was really bad, okay? I mean, it was like really bad. It was like, how do I explain this? You know, everybody has different side effects, but with this thing, it's like it hits you in different ways. Like, I lost hair, I lost my memory. I'm an engineer, so I lost, I had neurological damage from the shit. And the reason why I was living with my sister to begin with, as I was moving back from California to Texas, and so that's exactly why I was involved in this situation, and my contract had ended, and so I came back to look for another job, and I'm back in this situation again. But anyway, so 24/7, I was breathing in all the spores. My sister had respiratory issues. We had a whole bunch of different things. I mean, this is in a nutshell, okay? So then we started figuring out very quickly after 9 attorneys how difficult it is to prove the personal injury of the situation. But the point is we were gang stalked, and we were followed because we left that place and we had to stay in a hotel. They never paid for any of these expenses, nothing like that. And then we ended up moving in. Katie found an apartment, and so we moved into an apartment. Well, lo and behold, all these apartments are interrelated, meaning they all know one another, and if they have to call for a reference, well, they're going to make your life a living hell. I guess that's you know, there's some kind of secret code or what have you. So we moved into another apartment, and we fucking got gang stalked there really bad. I mean, that place was off the chain gang stalked, and I'm talking about it got like to the point where our lives were at risk and we had to fucking leave. I mean, our neighbors upstairs were former military. They had post-traumatic stress disorder, and they were loud. It was like a noise campaign type of shit, right? And we couldn't get well. You know, we were already sick and we couldn't get well. And by the grace of God, my sister was able to work. I don't know how she's still able to do this now, but she's still able to do that. But anyway, the point is with that story is that we had to get an attorney for that situation because they fucked with our credit. I've seen that car before. They fucked with our credit now, this other apartment, and we moved into a house. You know, we moved from one apartment with the mold to another apartment which was the threatening, you know, run for your life type apartment with tons of gang stalking. That was really bad. I wish I would have documented all that. And then we moved into this house, but they all know they know where we live. You know, they followed us. They followed us. You know, they take pictures. They made it clear they were wanting their presence to be known. So that's harassment, right? So we have two different cases. One is currently active. It just takes a process, and the other one is a whole nother monster, the mold situation. But we'll get down to the bottom of that, you know, eventually. But that's where all this gang stalking started. So I just want y'all to know the severity. I'm not just out here fucking around. You know, I'm not out here just, you know, to get attention or to try to, you know, make some shit up. You know, this is really happening to me. And it's really, you have to adapt. You know, you cannot let it psychologically get to you. You have to have a sense of humor. And so that's why I wanted to start documenting it, because I want to empower myself to, while I'm trying to find a job, to and see how this case goes, because that'll be interesting, because we got a lot of shit on this harassment shit. That's a whole nother story. I can't go into the legal issues of it, but anyway, guys, I just wanted to kind of give you a background with this gang stalking story, because I'm not just a person that's, you know, just out here paranoid and shit. You know, that's not what's going on here. That's definitely not what's going on. So if you've made it this far through this video, which is only 80, I thought it was going to be longer than this. It's only 9 minutes so far. I got through this story in 9 minutes. Anyway, I just wanted to reiterate this situation, because maybe it'll help other people out there that have maybe blown the whistle on a big corporation, and they feel like they're alone. Look at this. I've seen this car before. Anyway, oh look, we've got a little kitty cat gang stalker. Just kidding. This is neighbor's cat. anyway, guys, I just want to help other people out there that are going through the same harassment, because there's a lot of us out there, and without God, without God's protection and God's strength, you're not going to make it, you know. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to kill yourself. They want you to threaten them. They want to put you in jail because you're doing the right thing in some shape or form. You know, you're either stood up for yourself for something, and they have tons of money to fund these low life scumbags that that don't have anything else you know, other to do in their life. And not to mention the fact that they, you know, our name, you know, it's a smear campaign, okay? So what they do is, like, the large corporation will say, oh, this person was a problem at our last complex. They terrorize, you know, they lie, basically. They lie to these people. They tell them stories that aren't true and get them hyped up into believing the false story. So they think they're actually doing some good when they're actually doing some harm to the innocent victim and all of this, you know. So yeah, that's kind of what that's what happens in a nutshell. So you just got to stay strong out there. You know, you guys have just got to stay strong. And for the people who don't believe, you can't really say anything until you've actually gone through this. And shame on you if you are contributing to this gang stalking type of movement. You know, because God would not be very happy with that at all. Not at all. So, anyway, this is part 2 of today's video, and I just wanted to give you a brief overview of it. And of course, there'll be more gang stalking events to come, I'm sure. And oh, looky here. Speaking of the devil, I knew there'd be somebody. You know, and that's the thing. They get these freaks, you know. You get these freaks. Look at that. Freak-ass motherfucker. And, that's kind of what they do. Damn, I think I'm getting bit out here. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Bye.